So what does it really take to go full-time on YouTube? You know, over the last couple years, I've had the privilege of interviewing over 200 full-time YouTube creators through our channel called Video Influencers. But I really discovered out of that process of diving deep as well as building YouTube channels myself, 6 unmistakable traits of full-time YouTube creators. So if you want to get more views, if you want to write your own checks, make YouTube your career or your job, then you're going to love this video. You got to just press record. Some new data has come out about the creator economy. And right now there's actually 50 million content creators and 13 million of them are on YouTube. Over 1 million of them are earning 6 figures plus. Thousands of creators are earning 7 figures a year. Over 1 million YouTube creators are earning 6 figures per year, and millions more are earning anywhere between $100 and $100,000. So I've got a question that we need to ask when it comes to full-time though, is what does full-time mean for you? Like, how much money do you need to earn from YouTube? I find that when talking about this topic of what does it really take to go full-time, if you don't define full-time, then it's gonna kind of be hard to decide what it takes. So reverse engineer from a target, like what is your monthly basic needed expenses that you would need to go part-time at your job or quit your job completely? If we're just meeting, my name is Sean Cannell, and we're gonna be talking about the 6 unmistakable traits of full-time YouTube creators. And I have a huge disclaimer. The topic for today is not about like the 1% superstar unicorn creators. For example, David Dobrik's monthly AdSense checks have been as much as 270,000 views for 60 million views. You know, across platforms, there's people like Charlie D'Amelio on TikTok. She surpassed 100 million followers and is estimated to be worth 4 million at age 16. More power to him. But what I'm really talking about is what's kind of becoming known as the creator economy middle class. And this is people that are really earning 10 grand, $25,000 a year, $32,000 a year, $50,000 a year, doing what they love, working from home. And in this case, doing it on YouTube. I'm going to be talking about these traits that are of the kind of practical everyday creator, just like you, that's hustled, that's put in the work. I've learned from talking to so many of them, like, what did it really take for you to go full time? What went into you building your career? And again, if we're just meeting, my name is Sean Cannell, and I have built a couple different YouTube channels, one to over 1 million subscribers, a couple to over 100,000. But I'm most proud about our students. We've seen so many get that silver play button. And if you want to learn about growing YouTube channels, hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And we've seen so many different students. In fact, our mission at Think Media is to help 10,000 purpose-driven people create a full-time living doing what they love while making a difference in the world through online video. And a huge question lately has been like, is it too late to start YouTube though? Because sometimes you might feel like it's only the superstars, unicorns, those who started back in 2008, that are going full-time on YouTube, but that's not true at all. And I'm going to share some data and then get into these traits. Number one, this is a letter from the CEO of YouTube that revealed that the YouTube economy is incredibly healthy and strong despite challenges of 2020. And now that we're in 2021, they revealed that the people joining the YouTube partner program more than doubled over the year before, more than doubled in just a year. That's super cool, right? And then creators are building the next generation of media companies, and that here in the US, YouTube's creative ecosystem contributed approximately $16 billion to the US GDP in 2019, supporting an equivalent of 345,000 full-time jobs. So what I want to encourage you with, like, is it full-time? Like, this is happening for a lot of people. I'm not trying to overhype it. You might feel stuck, like you're not getting views or like you're trying to grow. I get that. But like, massive people are doing this. And if you feel like it's crowded, every day, in fact, I help people with their YouTube channel. And lately, every day I'm discovering like 400 new people that are also helping people grow their YouTube channels. I actually think that's a great thing. It speaks to how big the world actually is and how different people like to follow different styles, different backgrounds, different teaching styles, maybe different ethnicities or ages. There's room for you, and the data supports that. You know, in the UK, in 2019, they saw approximately 1.4 billion pounds contributed to the British GDP, which was the equivalent of 30,000 full-time jobs. And France saw 15,000 full-time jobs. So the global impact of the creator economy is massive. And here's what this report is not reporting. It's not reporting other income streams. In fact, a little bit later on, I'm going to be sharing some resources about how small channels are going full-time. So stick around for that. And here's another big data point when it comes to what it really takes to go full-time. E-commerce has helped uplift retail in 2020, and it could be the key to merchant success in 2021. Well, what does that have to do with YouTube? It has to do that because of the coronavirus pandemic, there's been a massive surge in online shopping, which is likely to remain post-pandemic. Speaking of other income streams, how are people going full-time? They are reviewing products. They're doing affiliate marketing. They're tying their channel into online shopping, online brands. Traditional brands are being disrupted by Dollar Shave Club online razors instead of going to the store to get your razors. People are getting their coffee online. They're getting their sleep aids online. Like I just saw my friend JP Sears post about. They're getting their blue light blocking glasses online. They're subscribing to see, e-commerce is just growing, which means there's another revenue source so that you can work from home and go full time when you position yourself right in the creator and YouTube economy. And there's the e-learning market. Now, this is people creating online courses. This is people that are teaching something. When I talked to some of the people at Thinkific, which is an online course hosting program, they said that YouTube creators are their most successful course creators and sellers. People earning a living from packaging what they know into an online course. And since the year 2000, the market growth rate of e-learning has been 900%. And listen to this, every dollar spent on e-learning, companies make back $30 in productivity, which is a side note. It's a super smart move to invest in online courses. That's a 2,900% ROI to invest in e-learning to accelerate your skills, how to do things, how to go further faster, like whatever it is. But here's what I'm saying is, have you ever thought about creating a course? The global e-learning market will reach $325 billion by 2025. So over the next 4 years, there's going to be this massive move. We're talking about YouTube AdSense, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, e-learning, creating a digital course or selling some kind of a digital product. This is a massive industry. And my friends, it's just getting started. You're not too late. It is a momentum and the next wave is here now. And so let's buckle our seatbelts and talk about these 6 unmistakable traits. But I have a question for you, and that is, what is your goal on YouTube? Tell me in the comments. Like, are you trying to go full time? Is it a hobby for you? Maybe. Do you know how much you need to live on per month? Like, what does full time mean? Do you have 7 dependents, or are you a single person that, rents a room and you actually only need like $2,000 a month and you could be full time? Let me know what your goal on YouTube is. And let's talk about these 6 unmistakable traits of full-time YouTube creators. Number 1 is they have posted over 100 videos. Most YouTube creators that have gone full-time have posted over 100 videos, and probably 400 or more. Does that intimidate you? Smash like for if you've posted your first video. And let me know if you've posted 100. Have you posted 400 yet? And where does this data come from? Well, TubeBuddy actually did a study of 3.5 million of their users, and they revealed how many subscribers YouTube channels have compared to their uploads. So channels that have reached 1,000 to 10,000 subscribers have uploaded 152 videos. Channels that have grown anywhere between 10,000 to 100,000 subscribers have uploaded 418 videos. If you go from 100,000 subscribers to 1 million subscribers, it's over 1,000 videos, and channels with 1 million plus subs are nearing 4,000 video uploads. It could be that you just have not uploaded enough videos yet. What does this tell me? It tells me that what it really takes to go full time is patience, persistence, grit, tenacity, focus, discipline, and uploading videos to YouTube. The secret to success on YouTube is uploading videos to YouTube, right? I mean, obviously there's more that goes into it than that, but if you're just like watching this video and hanging out on the Coffee with Cannell show and you're not posting videos, well, it's going to be hard to grow if you don't actually post videos. Let me know how many videos you've posted yet. And huge key is there's such a range, because this doesn't even indicate if they're full-time or not. I know some channels that are over 100,000 subscribers that are still struggling to pay the bills. And I know channels that have gone full-time at 10,000 subscribers. So this is just one aspect of really going full-time. But Trait number one is they have posted over 100 videos. I think there's something magical about what you've learned, especially if you've got a strategy. Trait number two is they don't rely on YouTube AdSense. Those that are going full time, and I actually DM'd a couple friends that are some of our students, some different people that have, gone full time. I DM'd Jen from the Sewing Report, and I said, what are your streams of income? She says she has 3 monetized YouTube channels, Amazon affiliates, Etsy shop. She has a realtor client that she does video production and social media for that also gives her YouTube AdSense. My friend Ruslan, I said, hey, what are your streams of income? He's been full time. He just built a new studio. AdSense, Patreon, music bed streams. He's an artist, hip hop artist, as well as kind of a commentary in the Christianity and faith space. DistroKid, which would be Apple Music, merch, Shopify, and a course, e-learning. He's finishing it now, his second course that he's working on. I asked Cass Thompson, who just DM'd me, one of our students. She said, I'm quitting my job in January, a couple weeks ago of 2021. I've got at least 5 income streams that was able to help her do that. Simply Sherry said, last year, the majority of my income came from brand sponsors and affiliates. I didn't hit a couple months of my highest AdSense. She had her highest months of AdSense for a couple months. And her goal this year is to build out e-commerce and courses while maintaining others. Chris from Flyride, listen to this. These are all his income streams. And he's been full-time and even scaling his business and whatnot. YouTube AdSense, his creator fund, brand deals, POD merch, physical goods, digital affiliate products, physical affiliate sales, Amazon, Patreon, and YouTube memberships, digital courses, private group memberships, one-on-one coaching, and professional service. And that's it. So here's the deal, friends. You want to go full time. Yes, there's some people who do it off just YouTube AdSense, but you need a massive audience to do that. Number 2, traits of highly successful full-time YouTube creators is they don't rely on YouTube AdSense. Number 3, they have created multiple streams of income. That echoes what I just said there. And that was some examples of they have created multiple different streams of income. Now, I want to encourage you to not think, oh, shoot, I'm just starting. I have 1 video posted. I need to be thinking about my 10 streams of income. No, you actually should focus on influence first and realize that income comes second. And if you spread your focus too thin too soon, it can actually be harmful. But just to encourage you that you want to build out the most synergistic and aligned income streams related to your niche. And eventually you might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are all synergized around your niche that will help you get to that full-time mark. Number 4, they work really hard. This might be obvious, but I don't know if you realize how true this is. Over the last years of building up to writing our book, YouTube Secrets, my friend Benji and I co-authored the book. We had a weekly interview show. We still do. He does it called the VI show on Saturdays. We interviewed over 100 YouTube creators before we wrote this and another 100 since then. And one of the common traits I noticed from every single creator I talked to back in the day when we could go to in-person events and I would sit at Vid Summit and talk to somebody, or our event, Growth Video Live, or Social Media Marketing World, is I would hear the real hustle that went into things. This takes real work. And I think when we also juxtapose the middle-class creator, this is just your average everyday creator that turns this into a really awesome business that gives you autonomy, that does allow you to work when you want, do what you want, but it's not without the hustle and the grit and the grind. The top 1% may be because of their personality or their timing or how they hit the algorithm, show off a life that may or may not be true, and they might not work very hard. It's possible. But I'm telling you that a common trait of full-time YouTube creators is that they grind. I'm not saying they have to sacrifice the things that matter most in life, but without a doubt, they have endured through a sacrifice season. They have put in the hustle. They have put in the grit. In fact, let me know if you're doing that right now. They've worked late nights. They've got up early mornings. They've shot videos when they didn't feel like it. They've cracked Red Bulls when they needed that extra push to get a project done. They have gone through the ups and the downs of their personal finances and their relationships and their marriages and their things. And they have stayed consistent to say, I know that consistency is king, so I'm going to keep posting videos. Full-time creators work really hard. You know, Thomas Edison is famous for saying opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. Don't ever think being connected to the Think Media community that we propitiate some kind of a pipe dream of just, it's just this easy opportunity. Just post a video and you're going to see $1 million transferred to your bank account. No, friend, this takes a real grind and a real grit. You can work smarter and not just harder, but without a doubt, it takes hard work when you are really growing and making this your full full-time income. And it's a common trait that I see across full-time creators. Number 5, they keep learning. I mean, lifelong leaders are lifelong learners, as I have been around, especially at events like our event Growth Video Live, and I get around full-time creators. One of the things I notice is they have a particular type of personality, and that is, man, they're listening to audiobooks. They're reading books. And so, by the way, not everybody reads books. They're listening to podcasts, though. They just purchased 2 online courses. They're studying YouTube channels. They're hanging out in the right clubhouse rooms. Like, they keep learning. They get connected to mastermind groups. Maybe not a paid mastermind group, or maybe it is, but they want to get to around other people. They're getting feedback on thumbnails. What's the algorithm doing? What's the latest things that's happening? Just like you, obviously, if you're connected here on Think Media, but they keep learning. Lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. And these traits, many of them are also shared behind those who don't just have a moment of success, but are building a sustained legacy. So number 5 is they keep learning and leveling up, so they don't just get ahead, but they can stay ahead. Number 6, let me know if you're getting value and hit the like button. They build systems for sustained success. So what do I mean? They build marketing systems. Like, you've probably noticed as you're trying to build up your YouTube channel, and there's really 3 seasons. There's the side hustle season when you've got a day job or school or another responsibility. There's the solopreneur season where you're full-time, but it's just you. And there's the scale season where you're full-time, but you have other people helping you. And in every season, you need systems. In the side hustle season, it's maybe software that helps you get video ideas more quickly, like a vidIQ or something like that. It could be social media software that helps you schedule and automate your posts. It could just be understanding YouTube systems of scheduling and uploading your videos, or scheduling posts on Facebook just with the native scheduling features. That's like a marketing system. They are building an email list and using an autoresponder, so there's automation to their messages going out. They're leveraging systems. They're using systems in their personal day planners. Don't get it twisted. This takes real work. And if you are scattered, if you're all over the place, if you can't personally manage your time before trying to build a YouTube empire, it's going to get very difficult when you're trying to manage your time and life and responsibilities and also build a YouTube empire. So they use systems. This is also business systems, right? Business systems, they're using Bench, which is a bookkeeping service, or I don't know, you use H&R Block or TurboTax or whatever you use, but they're using systems. They're finding ways to save time, because if you're going to kind of juggle it all, and how do you do it all, you got to work smarter and not just harder. You're putting in the work, but you're not just going pure grit. You're thinking about, man, what systems can I use to make this sustainable? And then they're thinking about teams and systems. So how am I eventually working with a team, and then eventually building systems for that team? So as you scale, these days we use things like Slack and Monday.com. You might want to check out even a service like Sean. One of the biggest things that takes my time is video editing. And that's why we talk about VidChops. And we'll drop a link to our resource page. It's called thinkmediatools.com. And I'll put that in the description down below. And thinkmediatools.com, we talk about different tools, software, systems, things that will help you go further, faster. But when you get something like a VidChops, you just Dropbox your footage, eventually get a synergy going with your editor, and then they turn around your video and send it back to you 2 days later. And now you have a system. My friend Tanya Eliza, one of our students, not only full-time with less than 100,000 subscribers, but she has a multiple 7-figure business. She shoots 3 videos at a time. That's a system. It's called batch producing. She sits down, shoots 3 videos. She puts those 3 videos into Dropbox. She has an editor. Those videos are now being processed. They eventually go to her YouTube channel and they're put out into the world. You are maybe pioneering your systems right now, to where I created a system. It's called Video Ranking Academy. And we talk about the 7 R's of our 7R YouTube system. This was how I was able to stay organized, consistently rank videos, consistently grow. But now Tony Ariola on the Think Media team implements the 7R system. If you really want to go full time, there's something super powerful about maximizing and creating systems for sustained success. Okay, now we're going to talk about the 7th trait. I know I told you 6 traits, but this is the 7th trait. And this trait actually Many full-time creators have actually ignored this one and suffered it. Maybe, I don't know, 50-50, maybe half the creators I've interacted with. Many are missing the seventh trait, but I believe this is a key trait that you absolutely want for sustained success on YouTube. Some have it, some don't. We'll talk about that in a second, but smash like if you've been getting value. And today's Coffee with Cannell is actually brought to you by Full-Time Influencer. I'm excited because on this theme of going full-time, I did just release, this is actually only available for a few more days. And I talk about how I got fired and started a new business with YouTube and replaced my income. If you're curious about my story and the exact business model, because I was able to go full time at 16,000 subscribers with Think Media. So not a huge audience. And if you're curious about monetization, different ways of building your income with a small audience, and it's just my story step by step, check that out. Free class, Full-Time Influencer, new class, and actually coming down soon. So definitely RSVP. The replay is available to watch instantly, but that's coming down soon. But let's talk about this seventh trait. I don't know if you've noticed, but a while ago, there was a whole bunch of articles about burnout. Are YouTube's algorithms fueling creator burnout? CNN, YouTube burnout is real. Creators are struggling to cope. Study breaks. Why are so many creators suffering from burnout? When it comes to burnout, YouTube is failing its creators. And then even on Medium, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok are burning out their creators. It's not funny, but I actually saw a Clubhouse room, which is a new social media app, audio app, that already had a title, How to Avoid Clubhouse Burnout. Clubhouse is only 2 months old and people are burning out already, which is not surprising because that is a whole nother story of how intense that app can be. The reason I bring that up is it really brings up the importance of this seventh trait, which is highly effective full-time YouTube creators sharpen the saw. What does that mean? Well, Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I highly recommend, the seventh habit is sharpening the saw. What does that mean? It means they seek continuous improvement and renewal professionally and personally. Highly effective YouTube creators seek continuous improvement. That's not just learning, but also renewal, rest, getting refreshed. Sharpening the saw means persevering and enhancing the greatest asset you have, which is you. So it means having a balanced program for self-renewal in the 4 areas of life: physical, social, mental, and spiritual. So people that are sharpening the saw are eating right, exercising, resting. They're making social and meaningful connections with others. They're getting off of social media, setting down their phone, getting off of Clubhouse, and talking to somebody face to face. I'm not trying to hate on Clubhouse, but it's intense over there. They're learning, they're reading, they're writing, they're teaching, they're spending time in nature, they're praying, they're meditating, they're listening to music, they're doing art, they're doing acts of service, and they're helping others. The reason I bring this up, not to get somber for a moment, but this is serious, is now being in this thing for over 10 years, interviewing people that were in this, are in this book. I've seen people come and go. I've seen people blow up their marriages, seen people get crazy, not know how to handle fame. I've seen people get money and lose it. I've seen YouTube creators here one day and gone tomorrow. They haven't been able to handle sometimes the success or the pressure, or they went so hard and were so driven. So this is not to be confused with the fact that I believe we need to work hard and be ambitious and have drive to break through in the industry. But my friends, this is so important to me and why I think this is the most important trait. You need renewal professionally and personally. You've got to pace yourself. YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. You've got to have a long-term vision to realize, yes, there is time for short-term sprints, but any athlete knows that you can't continuously grind. You need a recovery day, and that your recovery day or days are just as critical as your days when you're grinding and hustling. So if you really want to go full time, not even just reach that mark, but actually sustain this over the long haul, you got to make sure you're sharpening the saw. And I want to encourage you, don't get so wound up in anxiety or drive or pushing to where you're sacrificing massive amounts of sleep, you're sacrificing friendships. You really don't want to get to the top and be all alone. Have you ever heard somebody say it's lonely at the top? If it's lonely at the top, it means you did it wrong, because you can experience massive success while at the same time not losing your soul. In fact, our mission statement, like the asterisk, is helping 10,000 purpose-driven people create a full-time living while making a difference in the world with YouTube and online video and experience that success without losing their soul. And that's not possible if you don't sharpen the saw. You know, what good is it to climb to the top of the mountain only to realize that you climbed the wrong mountain, which would be reaching some kind of YouTube stardom, but hitting a wall of burnout. And there's no shame for those that have burnt out or that get tired or get fatigued. But I do think that it's possible to build a life and a business and be intentional and smart, that we don't have to go that way. That doesn't have to be the model. We don't have to grind, 8 days a week, 26 hours a day. There's some things that are not possible. And there's something powerful about pacing yourself, because YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. Smash like if you are pumped about sharpening the saw, and let me know, when's the next day you're taking off? When's the next day you're taking some me time and getting refreshed? Hey, if you're interested in more content like this and want to check out our free class that's available for a few more days, specifically on how to become a full-time content creator, fulltimeinfluencer.com, link in the description down below. Today's episode of Coffee with Cannell is brought to you by fulltimeinfluencer.com. And I want to pass the question off to you. Again, what is your goal on YouTube? And would you say you have been sharpening the saw and you're running a good pace? Have you been running too hard and maybe you feel a little burnt out and a little drained? Or are you actually maybe not even really hustling? Like, have you noticed that maybe you're just kind of dwelling and just hanging out online and kind of watching stuff, but you're not putting in the grit and the grind? We all find ourselves at a different place on the journey. So I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below.